to start.
Okay.
Yeah. Sir, you were saying something? Jagdish
No,
sir?
no, no. That's okay. No,
Okay.
that's all. I'll look at the book. That's all.
Yeah.
So we need to go from here
Start
after the
from
psychic.
here. From here.
Oh, from here,
18.
18. Okay. Yeah.
One side.
Last of the lunar germ.
Hmm.
The run of human beings lose their lunar germs within the month, and with the lunar germ goes to the light that is in it. What is this? The run of
Light
human
is the
beings.
energy in it. Basically, the energy in it is gone.
The run of
See, like
human
he
beings
says,
lose.
no, on a monthly basis, the lunar germ is active or there is no life in it. So it gets wasted.
Yes.
That is the point he is making.
Okay. The run of the human beings lose their lunar germs within the month, and with the lunar germ goes the light that is in it. But if some light is taken from the germ by the automatic reclamation, that much light is returned by the psychic breath to the atmospheres and is saved for the time.
Instead of it going into nature, it is being returned.
Through the psychic breath. If in addition some light is taken by desire by this unwitting reclamation into the blood, that too is saved when the germ is lost and the remaining light in it goes back into the circulation of nature. The same way it happens in the blood also. If in addition some light is taken by desire by this unwitting reclamation into the blood. Okay. The second stage of the reclamation of light that has come back into the body is reached when a human is acquiring self-control by thinking. Okay, so the second stage of reclaiming the light is it comes back by human control of the senses or thinking. Control of
as a fluid, the same thing becomes your Kundalini energy. Yeah.
Pessimism, mysticism, and asceticism are of no use. They hinder rather than help. It is not necessary that one should know anything about the phrases light of the intelligence or reclamation. It is enough that he intends what his inner one, his father, the light in him, shows to be right. Every human has that light within. Though he does not know it as such and not do what it shows to be the right.
And does not do what it shows to be right.
Yes. Though he does not know it as such and does not do what it shows to be right. The second stage requires an attitude of mind akin to optimism. So that is very important. He's saying optimism. The second stage requires an attitude of mind akin to optimism, which favors honest and clear thinking and an enjoyment of the pleasures of life with temperance and without hate, greed, or envy.
That
so
means
what is temperance?
Don't bring in any of these what you call lower frequency vibrations when you are trying to indulge in the reclamation of that light.
Okay, yeah, with that hate, greed, envy, those qualities. It requires as to his duties that he should perform them willingly and understandably. See, that is it. Willingly and with the understanding.
Correct.
See, that is why doing anything, any puja or any mantras, if we do with the understanding, he says, it makes more. You get more light.
No, basically the intent is able to act on the energy, basically. That's what it means.
Yes. And so even duties, he's saying, requiring as to his duties also, he should perform willingly and understandingly. With the desire that brings the first degree of reclamation, and with this attitude of mind, he develops, though he may at times slip back, a mental set that will result in voluntary reclamation. So even though he slips, still he gets voluntary reclamation of the light.
No. he may slip, but this attitude, this approach, with desire
It
that
helps.
brings the first degree of reclamation, right?
Yeah.
And
And
with
with
this
this attitude,
attitude of mind. So basically, he's talking about focused energy, mindfulness.
yes. Though he may at times slip back, a mental set that will result in voluntary reclamation.
By this,
Okay. By this mental set, his thinking will, without his being conscious of it, extra light that is free in the bloodstream and some of the light that is bound in a thought and will even balance some thoughts. So he's saying that extra light without knowing also, it helps to balance even by this mental set his thinking will without his being conscious of it, even though he is not conscious of it, that extra light is
no.
free
See,
in the
now
blood.
what is he saying? Look here. He is talking about some portion going into bloodstream, right?
Yes.
So if you read this, it says
The second
one
stage.
is, yeah. No, one he reclaims is what has gone into bloodstream,
Yeah.
right? So that bloodstream part, the second stage of the reclamation of light that has come back into the body is reached when a human is acquiring self-control by thinking. Pessimism, mysticism, and asceticism are of no use. They hinder rather than help. It is not necessary that one should know anything about the phrases light of intelligence, etc. He doesn't need to know what it is.
Yes.
Just his intent is enough.
Yes.
Okay. So it is enough that he intends what his inner one, the light in him, shows to be right. Okay. Every human has that light within, though he does not know it as such and does not do what it shows to be right. He is none the wiser effectively about it. He doesn't know anything about it. Okay. The second stage requires an attitude of mind akin to optimism, right? Which favors honest and clear thinking and an enjoyment of the pleasures of life with temperance and without hate, greed or envy. Okay. Whatever be the pleasures of life, they have to be done with enjoyment basically. It requires, as to his duties, that he should
Temperance.
perform them willingly and understandingly. Okay, now what is he
Temperance means
saying?
moderately, moderate. See, when you give into the
Uh,
pleasures of life, you should be temperate with it. You
Correct.
should know, not go
uh,
to extremes. That's what it means.
No,
quality of moderation,
correct.
self-restraint, correct.
So let's go down further with
So with the desire that brings the first degree of reclamation and with this attitude of mind, he develops, though he may at times slip back, a mental state that will result in voluntary reclamation.
that means he is
By
able to
this
do it not by sheer accident, right? But by
attitude
clarity of thought, etc. One is
and
the
also
desire based, the other one is the blood based.
yeah, and also
Yeah,
he said the willingness and understanding and also optimism, all this attitude, yeah, that helps.
correct.
By this said, his thinking will, without his being conscious of it, extra light that is free in the bloodstream and some of the light that is bound in a thought and will even balance some thoughts.
Correct.
So yeah, by doing all this, this light will help him to balance the
Right.
thoughts.
Right.
But by doing all this means that kind of mental set, honesty,
Correct. That
all that
state
he
of
talks about. That's
Yeah.
that set will enable you basically enlightenment. You're more enlightened.
Right.
When you see extract light, you get more enlightened. That's what it means.
Hmm.
See, that is like for an enlightened person, if something bad happens, he takes in a positive way. Oh, it has come to me to teach me something, or I know that balance of mind instead of going into depression mode, isn't it?
Right.
It may also raise the lunar germ along the voluntary nervous system up to the highest of the thoracic vertebrae.
Now he is
Okay,
talking
so
about your Kundalini.
look, that
Thoracic
is
vertebrae is up to here,
neck,
the
around neck
backside,
area.
along the backside. Yeah.
So it may also raise the lunar germ along the voluntary nervous system up to the highest of the thoracic vertebrae. Thinking can get light from circulating blood only while it is heart blood and lung blood, and only when rightness reigns and desire is in agreement with it.
Obvious. Otherwise, that rightness, it will not come beyond, it won't go beyond the heart into the lungs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only when the rightness is in it. Yeah, agrees with it. The seasons in the body present a favorable condition when the solar germ descending and ascending in the two hemispheres of the spinal cord is opposite to the heart.
Is
What is
opposite the heart.
Seasons in the body presents a favorable. What seasons he's talking about? The seasons in the body
Let's
present
read
a
a little
favorable.
bit further, we'll get the answer, I think.
Okay. The seasons in the body present a favorable condition when the solar germ descending and ascending in the two hemispheres of the spinal
I
cord.
think, no. These two seasons are your, what you have in the almanac,
Nature.
which is the Krishna Paksha and Sukla Paksha.
Okay. The waxing moon and the full moon.
Correct.
New moon and the full moon. Okay. Okay. This occurs twice a year. Huh? This occurs twice a year during the 3 days following the 21st days of June and December. End of December.
That is the summer solstice and winter solstice.
Uttarayanam, isn't it?
Uttarayan, yes.
This occurs twice a year during the 3 days following the 21st days of June and December. That's right. Yeah, that's correct.
The solstice.
Getting light in thinking is, however, not restricted to these favorable times. It may happen at any time, provided the lunar germ has risen above the kidneys. Yes, they always say in Uttarayanam, for spiritual people, Kundalini rises more. The energy, the ascension happens more.
No,
Okay.
see, the solar germ and the lunar germ together are capable of generating a child. Okay. So that is what he is referring to here in terms of the timing and all, how that gets influenced, the seasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Solar germ has influence during Uttarayana and lunar germ during Dakshinayana?
No. Both have to be in alignment.
Okay, there is no domination power in 12 months, 6 months, one dominates the other.
No, not like that.
Okay.
He says the seasons in the body, that Uttarayanam, Dakshinayanam is the behavior pattern of the body because of the solstice.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That influences the energy, and the solstice is with respect to the solar germ, not the lunar.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay. The lunar is every month.
Yeah, because it relates to the moon activity.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it's always two sides of a coin, like a feeling, desire, how you balance. Same thing. Similarly,
see,
solar and lunar, the way you are balancing.
Solar and lunar are indicated by the dominating energy, male and female, plus and minus. Okay, they are indicated by that only. I agree.
But the solar and lunar, sir,
And
originate from.
they also form the characteristics that go into making up the DNA. The positive and negative is the DNA and the chromosomes and all that.
So these two will be there since the beginning of the birth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they'll be there. So let's
Okay.
go further, ma'am.
From heart blood and lung blood, thinking by means of the mental breath, acting through the respiratory breath. Okay, thinking by the means of mental breath and acting through the respiratory breath raises light from the heart and from the lungs to the cerebellum and cerebrum. Okay. So he says from the heart blood and lung blood, thinking by means of the mental breath, acting through the respiratory breath, raises the light from the heart and from the lungs to the cerebellum and cerebrum. Thinking raises it by an effort to hold light on a definite subject. Okay, that is focus. Such
See,
as
your noetic breath is coming in touch with the head, right? The
okay, yeah.
pineal and pituitary. Then this is coming in
Yeah.
touch with your heart.
That is thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking raises it by an effort to hold light on a definite subject, such as who one is and who one's knower or father in heaven is. The thinking which reclaims life is intent upon learning from the errors of the past. Okay, it is different from ordinary haphazard passive thinking, sorry. It is different from ordinary haphazard passive thinking. It is even more than active thinking on a matter of religion or philosophy. It is thinking so intended and restrained as to be active thinking on such subjects as immortality, the dweller in the body, truthfulness, chastity, honesty, the purpose of life, or service and goodwill. So all these nice, serving people, all these immortal qualities, like they
Connected to
all
here, connected to this.
heart and lungs
Yes.
thinking.
Yeah.
So he's saying those thinkings will come automatically when you are in that process,
Yes.
Okay.
It is active thinking.
Yeah, it is active thinking with the definite aim of learning for a personal moral and mental advancement. It overrides all obstacles of desires, allurements, and weaknesses. So it overrides.
Why? Because of the heart and lung connectivity. That means he is talking about rightness and reason.
So it acts correct, okay, in the right way. It is accompanied by events in the body. When this sort of thinking goes on, it prevents the light circulating in the body from flowing out, and it empowers the lunar germ to take up more light. Oh, okay. So it prevents the light going out from the blood, it seems. So light
No,
circulating in the body.
it is not letting it go a waste, it is circulating it within. Yeah.
Within, yeah. During this effort, light in the mental atmosphere claims and takes light from the heart blood. When the blood light becomes mental light and is taken away from desire, desire tries to follow the light and so gives force to the thinking. Thinking.
That is how it is rising beyond to the mental plane. From here, that is how it is rising beyond the psychic plane into the mental plane.
So thinking carries the light to the, can we go down one more page?
Cerebellum and cerebrum.
Yeah, thinking carries the light to the cerebellum and the cerebrum. So
That is
the
where
higher
the
up.
noetic plane is connected. The knower is coming and connecting there.
So after the thinking part is over, it goes up and connecting to the cerebellum and cerebrum. The light remains in the part of the noetic atmosphere in the brain which is related to the subject of the thinking.
It is
Okay?
staying
The light,
focused. Yeah. Okay.
thinking gets light not only from heart blood but also from thoughts, yet only under certain conditions. The thought must be in the heart or the lungs, and the thinking must either be done in connection with the willing and understand the performance of a duty, or must be thinking towards repudiation of the thought. What is this repudiation of the thought?
It should be
I never
enriching
heard.
the thought.
No, so nulling, cancelling.
Oh, cancel.
Rejecting the thought. Repudiation is a rejection.
Oh, cancellation or rejection. Rejection, it seems.
What?
Okay. So
Willingness and
the
understanding performance of a duty.
That makes sense.
That is the rightness and reason, basically.
Correct. Yes.
the thought must be in the heart or in the lungs, and thinking must be either done in connection with the willing and understanding performance of a duty. It must be thinking towards
So
a
that is the
cancellation.
conscience, basically. What he is talking about is the function of the conscience, which is rightness and reason. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go down. Yeah. Thinking gets
Such
light not
thinking,
only.
such thinking.
Such thinking may produce two kinds of results. It may take away some of the light from the thought, weakening it, and restores the light to the mental atmosphere, or it may take away all of the light because it balances the thought.
Correct. So
It's
that
happening
means either it is a pass or it's a gate. Yes, it meets the condition, move forward. That means that is getting confused and it's moving forward. Otherwise, it is negated. That means the thought is lying there, but it cannot pass through. What more can I do to enrich it further?
It may take away all of the light because it balances the thought.
Correct. So the thought is getting executed, so all the light is going away with that. Otherwise, it is being rejected. That means it is sitting in the emotion. It is loaded.
Okay. See, the first one way is it weakening it and restores the light to the mental atmosphere.
One way of thinking, to my mind, is the difference between idle thought and thought for action.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Idle thought is passive thinking?
In a sense, yes.
No. See, it is a thought that has occurred and it is already recognized as a thought. But it is remaining at a thought level only.
There's no action is falling out there.
No action. Because it is not approved. It is pending approval.
The human is not conscious of the result produced by his thinking, but the effects of the reclaimed light will be felt by him as lightness, airiness, and vitality in the body, and mental ease and the ability to see things more clearly.
Because when it is rejected, you start thinking, why? What is wrong in this? All those. So you will start evaluating from that perspective. That's the way I am understanding that.
So he says, even though he's not conscious of the result, but the effects of the reclaimed light will be produced by that lightness, airiness, and vitality in the body.
That is what he will feel. That is what he is going to feel.
Yeah.
Reclaimed light is the energy you are getting back, right?
Correct.
Reclaimed light is the energy you get. Naturally, you will feel. We may not realize which thought has brought it, but the fact is that you feel very light, you feel enlightened, you feel energetic. Okay. You need not analyze it.
Yeah. And he sees things more clearly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you have good energy and you're calm, you think clearly, right?
I'm kind of confused with this whole paragraph. Can someone explain? such thinking may produce?
We see. So, but sorry, Ms. Chandra can explain it first. Then if necessary, I'll try to.
Cut out.
Sir, you carry on. I need a 2-minute break.
Okay. So if I'll try to explain from the way I
Yeah.
understand. Just read it out again. Such thinking will produce two kinds of results. It may take away some of the light from the thought, weakening it, and restore the light to the mental atmosphere, or it may take away all of the light because it balances the thought. The human is not conscious of the result produced by his thinking, but the effects of the reclaimed light will be felt, etc. See, there are two kinds of results. Is what it may. What kind of thing? Such thinking means what? Please go back earlier.
Thinking that was denied.
Correct. Not only thinking was denied, thinking was also. There are two types of thinking, right? Thinking that was denied, or before that, encourage willing and understanding performance of duty. When you are understood by a duty,
Okay.
that is one thinking. The other one is thinking that is denied, right?
Okay. Yeah.
These kinds of things, therefore, can produce two types of things. It takes away light from the thought. That means it weakens the thought. It does rather it doesn't energize the thought into action. It remains there, right? Weakening it. That's what I meant by idle. It's an idle thought remaining. It no action produced from that. And restore the light to the mental atmosphere. It remains there as a thought. Mental means it remains there as a thought.
Yeah.
Or it may take away all the light because it balances the thought. So to balance it, you need all the energy. Yes, right?
So
Now,
the two types of thinking are really like a contradictory thoughts that we are getting. Like one
No,
is
either
yes.
thought approved. No,
Yes,
look at
yes.
it this way. Thought is approved. If the thought is approved, it is consumed, it is experienced.
Yes.
yes.
Right.
If
So
the
experienced
contradictory
is
to that, yes.
that thought is over. Correct.
Hmm.
The impact is already got. The other one is it will remain. Either it remains as an experience or it remains as an emotion.
It just remains idle as an idle thought. Nothing,
Exactly.
until
Sir, it may not be
someone,
idle. We won't be able
it
to
may
classify whether it is idle or not.
no, maybe the wrong word. It needs kind of a trigger. There's no
It
trigger.
Requires the
needs
conditions and
further
other
iterations. To be approved, it needs further iterations. It will always be lingering thought.
Correct. Lingering thought is a better word.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not idle thought. Lingering thought. Yes.
Right.
That's the word.
When the thought is about to approve, for example, I had two thoughts. One is approved thought. And when it is approved, the thought gets weakened and it goes to the mental, to the higher dimensions to
The
get
thought
it
will not get
manifested.
weakened. It will move on to the
I mean,
next stage. That means it is acted,
basically
it is consumed.
Yeah, but in the body it gets weakened. There will be no longer its power because it
No,
expects
no.
the result.
No, it's
In the body,
unapproved
it won't
thought
be
can get.
weakened, it will be experienced. It has transformed into something else.
Yeah, changed its form to thought to the
Exactly.
experience.
Yes.
That's what we can say, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Basically,
what
So
it is
the
changing
power in
from
the thought, the light in the
is
thought
reduced.
is consumed. That is what is meaning when he is using the
Yeah.
word the thought is consumed.
So
Yeah.
if a thought is like a blueprint gets approved, it goes into the design phase. If it doesn't get approved, it just stays there.
You can put
Yeah,
it that way too.
Yeah, that way is one way of explaining. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it sits in the blueprint stage. If it is not approved. Yeah.
So whatever it
Okay.
is, the human is not conscious of that.
Correct.
But if it is reclaimed thought, he feels energetic, light, and then creative, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking may extract some of the light that is bound in a thought while the thought is in the heart or the lungs. It does this when it disapproves of the thought and so draws the light away from it, thus limiting and retarding it. Thinking may extract some of the light that is bound in a thought while the
That
thought is in the
means,
heart.
no, look at it this way. Practically, if we look at our physical body, which is generating a desire, which is converting to a thought, unless the emotional body, which means the psychic plane, energizes it, that thought doesn't get any further energy. Okay. Now, when the interaction in the psychic plane is taking, the mental part of the individual is evaluating rightness, reason, rightness, reason, right? The only time he can push that through is, come what may, I have decided I am going. That means he is giving forced energy into the thought.
Approval. Yeah.
Correct. Right? He is overriding the rightness and reason. That is because of the power of the desire.
Okay.
Right? Because desire is body-mind. Body-mind is ego. Correct. So practically that is what he is explaining in all this English. Sir, please correct me if I have missed anything.
WhatsApp audio. You're right. You're right. What you said is right. Except that latter part of it, he's focusing on the right thoughts.
Yeah.
When he talks about the reclaimment of energy.
Correct.
There is comes up. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Next.
Okay. Thinking may also take all the light out of a thought. When a thought has been conceived and it is not yet issued, it is being gestated in the cerebellum and the cerebrum. Okay, it sits in the brain area. When it is not issued, okay, and gestated, there is a communication between the thought and the heart in which it was conceived. The thought is nourished by active and passive thinking. If during this time the human determines to abandon the aim and the object of the thought is drawn back into the heart and the light is separated from the desire by thinking and it is returned to the mental atmosphere from the heart and lungs.
Right. This is the other part of the decision making. Now, the only danger is if the individual body is not able to take the vibration, it will transform itself to a disease, psychosomatic disease. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. So that communication is not there between heart and the brain.
No, communication is there, but the heart is not able to take that negation.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Yeah.
Oh, if the human decides to abandon the aim and the object, the thought goes to the part of the mental atmosphere which is in the heart and lungs. There, thinking separates the light from the desire. Did I read this?
Yeah, you're right. Which
Okay.
one? No, you finished this para, right? This is the sentence that you finished. There is a communication. Yeah, this you have to read.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Okay.
The beautiful assembly line manufacturing process, sir.
Uh-huh.
It's a very, very, very beautiful assembly line.
No,
So
it
you
is
said
line by line executing of the program.
right. Yeah.
Let me read again. Thinking may also take all the light out of a thought. When a thought has been conceived and is not yet issued, it is being gestated in the cerebellum and the cerebrum. There is a communication between the thought and the heart in which it was conceived. The thought is nourished by active and passive thinking. If during this time, human determines to abandon the aim and the object of the thought is drawn back into the heart and the light is separated from the desire by thinking and it is returned to the mental atmosphere from the heart and lungs. Okay.
It's basically
So
sent back to
it
the
is
previous
now, where
state.
is it sitting? In the heart. Right? Now, when it is in the heart, that means it is connected not to the mental atmosphere, because beyond the heart is mental atmosphere. So,
yes.
At the heart and below it is the psychic atmosphere. That means you are likely to be reacting or responding to that situation. enlightened, you will respond. Right?
Got it.
The power of desire is going to end up giving a negative feeling to you. I am rejected. I am so and so. I am so and so. Now, the body's tolerance immune system will break down by the repetitive experience of this kind. And you have manufactured a disease.
Oh, that is why he says when that in that case, if it is abundance, the thought is drawn back into the heart, and the light is separated from the desire by thinking and return to the mental atmosphere from the heart and lungs. Okay.
Because the heart doesn't retain the light. Light has gone to the mental atmosphere. So whenever that desire, that environment, that experience replicates, this entire cycle will start. Let's go further.
Light may also be reclaimed from a thought after the thought has been issued. Light may also be reclaimed from a thought after the thought has been issued, but before it is exteriorized. So we can reclaim the light from the thought.
You can take a conscious decision not to follow that line of thought.
The thought has then left the head through the frontal sinuses and is in the mental atmosphere. If the human decides to abandon the aim and the object, the thought goes to the part of the mental atmosphere which is in the heart and lungs. There, thinking separates the light from the desire, and the light transferred to the mental and the desire to the psychic atmosphere. Oh, I see. The light is transferred to the mental.
Now,
and
beyond this, correct. Beyond this is where the impact of what I was explaining is likely to happen.
So that is how the separation occurs. If it is not exteriorized, it separates, and then the desire, light from the desire, the light is transferred to the mental and the desire to the psychic atmosphere. It may be the thought was not exteriorized as a whole, but that only the design was exteriorized wholly, partially, or in a modified form. In this case, no light is extracted. If the thought as a whole is exteriorized with the first exteriorization, all the light is extracted. Otherwise, the light is extracted when the thought is balanced, which may not be until after many exteriorizations. So, if it is half exteriorized, then the light is not balanced. I mean, thought is not balanced.
That thought is still active.
It is not balanced yet. So no light is extracted.
Many exteriorizations means recontemplations of many times of the thought. Can we say that way?
Yes.
Okay.
A thought is balanced by thinking when feeling and desire are in agreement with each other, and both are in agreement with rightness, and rightness and reason are in agreement with selfness concerning the act, object, or event which had been witnessed by I-ness. So that for the thought to be balanced, all these should be in agreement. A thought is balanced by thinking when feeling and desire are in agreement with each other, and both are in agreement with rightness and reasoning, and they should be in agreement with selfness concerning the act, object, or event, which had been witnessed by I-ness. Then the thinking extracts light from the thought and transfers it to the pineal body, where it is restored to the noetic atmosphere. Okay, so when all these factors are balanced, then the thinking extracts the light to goes into the noetic atmosphere, isn't it? That means feeling, desire, rightness, reasoning, and I-ness, selfness, all these six types of things. So only at that particular time, the light goes.
Essentially, feeling and desire is balanced. That is very important. Please remember, if you look at this paragraph, go back to the very beginning of the book. We are about exteriorization thought. This is exactly what he's coming back to here. but in a more
to
segmented form.
balance, all these should be in agreement. That's what he's saying. All these 6 factors.
No, if all of them are in agreement, only the complete exteriorization
Can take
will
place.
Happens.
go back as an experience. That is the wisdom.
Yeah. Then only the complete balance occurs. Yes. The light can be extracted only when the thought is in the heart and lungs. Light can be extracted only when the thought is in the heart and lungs. In the first and
Okay.
second cases, the decision to abandon the aim and object sends the thought there. In the first and the second cases, the decision
What
to
is the
abandon
first
the
and
aim and
in this pathway? What is the next one?
okay. In the first and second cases, the decision to abandon the aim and object sends the thought there. In the third case, when the thought is balanced at the first exteriorization, because of the mental attitude, this attitude calls it to the heart and lungs. Can you explain what are these categories?
Which one? No, these categories are what you have said here. A thought is balanced by thinking when feeling and desire are in agreement
Yes.
with each other.
Oh, that is
And both are in agreement with rightness and reason. That is the second condition. Right?
yes. And third one
With,
is with
se-
self
with selfness concerning the act, object, or event which has been witnessed by I-ness. Only then, right, is the entire process complete. So
Here
feeling
he
and
means
desire, right? Feeling and desire, rightness and reason, and I-ness
the
has to
selfness,
witness
I-ness.
it. Correct.
So here the selfness means the knowledge of the object, act, and object and event, isn't
Exactly.
it?
No, whatever has been envisioned, whatever is the knowledge, all those, the characteristics that you have assigned to that thought, right?
Yeah.
Those characteristics are being exteriorized when, first of all, the feeling and desire should be in sync.
Yes.
That means balancing each other. Then rightness and reason also, right? Then the third one is, it is in line with the thought which you have recognized. Because that is the identity, right? But that identity is coming from knowledge.
Yeah.
Correct. So it is in agreement, everything. That is when I-ness will witness it as envisaged. Otherwise, there is always a portion of that light as dissatisfaction left inside you.
Okay. Basically, in the first case, he is saying when the first and second case means without I-ness, selfness.
Feeling
that's
and
what
desire.
he's talking about.
First is feeling and desire.
Yes.
Then
And the second case
is rightness and reason.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So the light can be extracted only when the thought is in the heart and lung. In the first case, and second case is the decision to abandon. That means when it is feeling and desire, or it is in the rightness and reason, the decision to abandon the aim and object sends the thought there. Are you getting it?
So thought
Let me
there
read it.
means in the heart and lungs. What does he mean there? Is it in the heart and lungs? What does he mean?
No, the light can be extracted. Yeah, yes.
Goes
When
back to
the
the heart.
thought is in the, no, it will be, there means heart and lungs.
Heart and lungs.
Yeah, that's what.
Goes back.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
In the first and second cases, the decision to abandon, that means it is not feeling or desire, they are not being met, or rightness and reason is not being met, then it is left in the heart still.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
In the
In the
third
third,
case,
when the thought is balanced, in the third case, when the thought is balanced at the first exteriorization because of the mental attitude, this attitude calls it to the heart and lungs.
so that
So
satisfaction, feeling of satisfaction again has to come to the heart and lungs
yeah,
only.
yeah. Then first exteriorization happens because of the mental attitude. This attitude calls it to the heart and lungs. That means satisfaction. Yeah.
It is different in cases.
It is different in cases which are reactions to results of the law of thought.
Now
So
it has come back to the heart. Now the reactions to that are going to manifest.
so he's saying the cases they're all different because of the reactions of the results, the reactions to results of the law of thought. Okay, let us see.
Okay, go further.
There, the balancing is done at a time when a thought cycle has brought the thought back to the heart and lungs for balancing, or when circumstances like mental associations, memories, or an event cause the thought to be drawn suddenly into the heart and lungs. So either situation, these are the situations to pull the...
one is completed, so the heart is, अरे शांत हो गया, मन शांत हो गया, right? That means the mind is at peace.
So
otherwise that agitation will continue. The next line is the agitation continuing.
Yes, or when circumstances like mental associations, memories, or even causes the thought to be drawn suddenly into the heart and lungs. So that is mental distress.
No, he has not completed. Read further.
Or when an abstract subject is thought of. Okay, when an abstract subject is thought of means there is no clarity.
No, such as destiny.
Living forever, service, or being conscious of the desire for self-knowledge. So
then,
what is...
Then read. You have to complete the last line, otherwise the meaning is incomplete.
Okay, then something affects the heart and lungs and compels the human to question. Okay. So all this happen.
Now, why me? Right? My kismat, my good luck, my misfortune, all those things are the reactions. This is literal analysis. I think this is, analysis by every, probably this is how the Japanese read a contract.
Possible.
No.
Correct.
When you try to negotiate with the Japanese, he will go into grammar which he doesn't understand, that too grammar of English. And then he will say, why have you written this is? It should have been was. He goes to that level and frustrates you. Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Now see, this probing.
This probing and searching is the beginning of the third stage of voluntary reclamation, which is intentional and knowing. This is causes. Okay. Sometimes the searcher finds what he looks for. Sometimes he discovers what he did not expect. His thinking opens up the thought, and by the light it uses, and the light that is in the thought shows him the feelings and desires in the thought as they truly are. So this makes him to go to open more knowledge and discovering.
Not just knowledge.
Or let's go further. Let's go further.
Yeah.
Now the next para is the paint, icing on the cake, or the fire in the...
When he acknowledges these to be as the light shows that they are and determines that he will make them as they should be, the light of the thought goes with the light in the mental atmosphere to the pineal body and is then transferred to the noetic atmosphere and the thought is balanced.
So he is gaining further information and all that, because noetic atmosphere is the world of knowledge.
Knower, yeah, connected
Okay.
knower.
Now
That means
let's go.
mental,
The other
mental
side of
to
the picture also is painting, I think.
the third stage of the reclamation of the light which has come into the body from nature is the recovery of the light due to knowledge gained in the previous two stages. This knowledge is that he should not by his thinking attach himself to anything or attach anything to himself. The third stage is reached. The third stage is reached when a human applies this knowledge in his living. That means not connecting, not detaching. As he continues, encumbrances and interferences fall gradually away. So all these obstacles are, when he detach.
No, he is able to do away with those obstacles if he doesn't attach. Otherwise, he will go deeper and deeper into those attachments and encumbrances.
Material things. Suppose he gets attached to material things, he cannot move further. Once he gets detached, automatically they fall away. Viveka Vairagya.
There's a very simple statement by a neuroscientist which says, no I, no problem. That's what it says.
Exactly.
No I, no problem. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is capital I, not this I. Yeah. He acquires confidence in action, strength in purpose, penetration in looking at a thing or a condition. So in that case, when all this falls away, he acquires confidence in action, strength in purpose, penetration in looking at a thing or a condition. Neither friend nor strangers influence him. Money, possessions, and attachments cease to have attraction for him. Yeah. So no attraction for all these money, possessions, attachments, they fall away. He eats and drinks what will keep his body in health. He enjoys his food, although he does not eat for the pleasure of eating. He is not bitter or sour anymore than he is a hedonist. I don't know what is hedonist.
Hedonist means one who seeks pleasure.
One who seeks. So he is not anymore. He attends to his occupation because they are his work. But all his effort in whatever he thinks or does or omits is to reclaim the light and not to bind it up again.
That means he is enlightened to that extent. Something has come to teach me. Basically, that is his outlook. Awareness.
Total awareness.
Yeah.
Yes. With such a one, too, the automatic reclamation works better and is more effective than with one who knows or cares nothing about it. So there is a difference. So that means he's saying who cares nothing, that is the voluntary reclamation is based on a more steady desire which controls all other desires and on a mental set to reclaim light intentionally and intelligently. What is this? The voluntary reclamation is based on a more steady desire which controls
his level of consciousness, his awareness.
Yeah, and on a mental
he
set
knows
to
what
reclaim.
To do. He knows what to do. Yeah.
He knows that is what
he is having the qualities of acceptance very deep in him. Whatever happens, first I will accept, then I will accept.
Intentionally and intelligently. Thoughts that are balanced are one of two main sources of the light that is reclaimed, although this is not known to the one who balances them and so obtains the light that was in them. So even though he is not aware of it, the thoughts are balanced and are one of two main sources.
He is balancing it by the sheer permission of acceptance.
Yeah. Although he's not. The other source is light that is carried by a lunar germ into the head. So this is by thinking one way. The other source is by the lunar in the head.
Right.
These two other sources.
Let's go further.
The automatic protection of a lunar germ ends when it has come up as high as the left kidney, and the germ is lost, usually through sexual occupations. After the psychic breath has taken off, some light automatically. It may, however, be raised along the spinal cord in the region of the dorsal and the cervical vertebra until it reaches the midbrain. There, it arrives as a physically matured germ and can, when united with seed or soil, be used in the generation of a physical body superior in health. Okay, superior in health and strength. Superior in health for that crowd the
to
world.
those that crowd the world. This is basically the enlightened master stage. Kundalini awakened.
Yes. So it is raising further up into cervical vertebra. Yeah. However, if it is preserved, it will unite with the next monthly germ, which merges into it. Then it will descend and make a second round through the body, being automatically protected up to the left kidney. It will, if it is not lost, arrive at the head of the second time at the end of the second lunar month, strengthened by additional light it has gathered. So the same thing goes on every month and gathers.
Yes, cycle.
It's a cycle. And
cycle.
till the cultivate that light has spread across the entire body, all the units in the body take up that light.
And when every time it is gathering the light in the pituitary.
Recall serpent rising.
Yeah.
Recall
Correct.
serpent rising. He says, no, my entire body became very bright.
So
it has gone through a number of cycles and is awakened. Yeah. Yeah, Ratna ma'am.
Tantric people who practice those, they understood this, theory very well.
Yes.
Who?
Tantric people.
Tantric. This is Tantra.
This is
Tantra
the practice
practice.
of the Tantric people, yes.
No, pranayama and Tantric. Yeah, both. Correct.
Yeah. Just hold on for a second. Pranava, can I call back, Amma? Pranava, can I call back, Amma?
Yeah, I couldn't know.
In session lo now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, bye. Okay, retention of the lunar germ. While it is possible for one who has developed a lunar germ of higher degrees, that is one carried for 2, 3 or 4 months, to beget a body in which a doer more perfect than those in the bodies of the run of human beings may enter. And while indeed there have been men on the earth who were born from the seeds containing lunar germs preserved for many lunations, it is also possible to retain the lunar germ into which the subsequent monthly lunar germs have merged for the regeneration of the body, for self-impregnation, and for the building of 3 inner bodies in which the 3 parts of the triune self will live also in the form, life, and light worlds. Oh my God.
No. This is the enlightened person.
Perfect. Exactly.
Yes.
The perfect.
Because he is equal to triune self now.
So that is, without wasting a single every month, lunar germ is getting,
if he is able to circulate it through his system, a number, or at the time of his birth, he has already got a number of lunar germs in his pineal. Then
reserved for donation, sir.
It is only because of this that the cycle of birth and death over a period of time, as you complete your lessons, you will be able to ascend faster. Great.
Wow. Okay,
let's go further.
When all of the subsequent lunar germs have been merged with the first, there is a divine conception in the head because of the presence of the solar germ. So So there the solar germ and lunar germ, they meet
Them
with each
are
other.
Shiva and Shakti meeting as far as Kundalini rising is concerned.
Yes, that's what here we say in a Prakriti going, the energy from the
Yes,
Kundalini goes and unites. Yeah.
correct.
All the subsequent lunar germs have been merged with the first. There is a divine conception in the head because of the presence of the solar germ. The solar germ is a portion of the doer and it represents the triune self and has with it some of the clear light. It has no body of it has no body of nature matter such as the lunar germ has. Okay, the solar germ is a portion of the doer and it represents the triune self and has with it some of the clear light. It has no body of nature matter, such as, the solar germ doesn't have any nature matter. That's what he's
No,
saying.
it won't.
Like
It
lunar.
won't.
Yes. So it is coming from the Noetic atmosphere.
Yes.
That is why, yeah. That is why, see,
And
that
then
is
that
potential.
is also the rigid portion of the DNA.
Oh, okay. Rigid portion. Okay.
Yeah.
There is only one solar germ for each life, though the germ renews itself every year. Oh, okay. This is interesting. There is only one solar germ for each life, though the germ renews itself every year. It appears at puberty in the pituitary body and descends in the right side of the spinal cord until after about 6 months, it reaches the end of the cord proper at about the first lumbar vertebrae. Okay, figure 6A and D. Then it turns ascends in the left side during about 6 months and arrives at the pineal body. So in 6 months it comes, it descends
down
and yeah.
6AD is that one. At the pineal body, he shows behind, right? That one.
Yeah, the nature side and the spinal cord,
Yeah.
triune side,
The,
itself side. While it is in the head,
yeah. Answer. Why is this? Oh, this is completely. Yeah. While it is in the head,
yeah,
it renews
while
itself.
it renews itself and then starts on the next descent. It continues this throughout the life. While it is in the head, it renews itself and then starts on the next descent. It continues this through the life. That the ascending descending process he's talking about, isn't it?
Yes.
So
At the death,
solar germ
it,
descends how many times? Just as 2 times in a year?
No,
So the
once
Lunar,
in a
we
year.
understand it's a monthly,
Once a year. Cycle is
Once
once
in
a
a
year.
year.
once a year. Where did they say that?
here he
Earlier,
They
says
have
that
been saying it every time. In bold also here.
yeah,
But
it renews it
once a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 months to come down and 6 months to go up.
You can take it that way. That is the solstice.
Solstice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's what
Summer.
he says. It is puberty and descends in the right side and goes back to the spinal cord up. Yeah, after 6 months. Correct. At the death of the body, it becomes again one with the doer. The solar, that is the solar germ. Is he talking about the solar germ?
Yes.
At the death of the
Yes.
Yeah. The solar germ, by its journeys south and north in the spinal cord, patrols the way. So that means going down and going up. It keeps open the dwelling place of the triune self, while the three parts of the triune self, as at present, do not dwell in the spinal cord. Okay. So the
Now
solar
he's
germ
bringing you to the bridge. He's bringing you to the bridge. Yeah.
Yes, it keeps open the dwelling place of the triune self. That is the spinal cord. While the three parts of the triune self, as at present, do not dwell in the spinal cord. Only when with the solar germ descends, then I think this happens, dwelling in the spinal cord. With the run of the human beings, the solar germ does nothing more. With the run of human beings, the solar germ does nothing more. Its potential activities depend upon the presence of a lunar germ in its field of operation. every lunar germ must pass the solar germ at least once a year. So the cross, that's what it's saying. Every lunar germ must pass the solar germ at least once a year.
Because, see, lunar germ is every month.
Once a month. Once a month, yeah.
Solar germ is once a year. So, at least once it will pass.
Yes. Okay, so they should pass, lunar germ must pass the solar germ at least once a year. That is, while the lunar germ is going down, with the run of human beings, it does not pass the solar germ a second time.
Unless you are enlightened, it won't pass a second time. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yes. So divine or
we can complete this today. Yeah.
Divine or immaculate conception in the head. If a lunar germ is not lost, but on the return path to the head rises higher than the station at the lumbar vertebrae, where the psychic breath takes off light in the course of the automatic reclamation, it is near the path of the solar germ and within the field of its influence. Okay. What is this? If a lunar germ is not lost, okay.
So I think one line somewhere you got skipped or what? You see? If a lunar germ is not lost, but on the return path to the head rises higher than the station at the lunar vertebrae, at the lumbar vertebrae, where the psychic breath takes off, light in the course of automatic reclamation, it is near the path of the solar germ and within the field of the influence of the solar germ.
So that means at the lumbar vertebrae, they are supposed to meet and have the influence, isn't it? That's what he's saying.
Yes. No, that is where they rest actually. कुंडलिनी शक्ति कहाँ पर है? नीचे है ना, लंबर वर्टिब्रे के नीचे. हाँ.
Yes. Okay, got it. The solar germ then assists the lunar germ by giving it strength as well as the push or pull upwards. Okay, got it. At that lumbar region. If a lunar germ is preserved so as to make the second round, it receives additional assistance. So it is in each succeeding round. So every time it tries to push
it is
the
not every round, if it survives, it gets the push from the solar.
Yeah, push upwards. Yeah. And if it doesn't happen first time, it happens a second time.
He's explaining further. When
a lunar germ has completed 13 rounds within 12 months, having of course with it the 12 successive monthly germs which have merged into it, and having the light it received each time it passed the solar germ and returns to the head, it is met there by the solar germ and receives light from it. So it has to pass through 13 cycles.
No, in the 13th cycle, he will get the solar power. Yeah.
That means 13 full moons, probably. Like, goes through and then without
it has
wasting
to survive. That means you have to be that pure for that to survive.
Yes. Yeah. With that light is a direct ray of light of the intelligence. So after merging, this is okay. So with that light is a direct ray of light of intelligence. This is a self-impregnation or divine immaculate virgin conception, and from it begins the rebuilding of the physical body into an immortal physical body. Wow. With the rebuilding of the body, it is achieved the reclamation of all light that has gone into and was outstanding in nature. Reclamation of all the light cannot be accomplished except in a rebuilt physical body. So this is how the immortal physical body, that light of intelligence.
This is how your Kundalini gets awakened, period.
And the light, light of intelligence gets into the body and lightens every cell.
Yes.
In the measure that a human reclaims light, he becomes conscious of the light in him, and with that conscious of himself as the doer. At that time, he is fully aware.
That is the quality of a triune self.
Enlightenment, awareness,
Yeah.
always awareness as a doer. The rebuilding is begun by the lunar germ, which has been preserved during 13 lunations. Rebuilding is begun by the lunar germ, which has been preserved during 13 lunations. It is accomplished when the body is two-columned and sexless. Not until then can all the light from the nature be reclaimed, and even then, some light in thoughts will still be outstanding. Human beings living in one-columned bodies cannot reclaim all the outstanding light because such bodies have not necessarily organization. They don't have any necessary organization.
No, that means they are not ready. Period. They are not ready.
So basically here two column, one column, human beings living in one column means only male, desire oriented or feeling only.
Yes. Either male or
The,
female, both.
yes, not balancing both. The only indication in any school of tradition of a rebuilding of the physical body into an immortal body is found in the Masonic teachings about Hiram Abiff, I don't know what, which is
They
the
are the
lunar
biblical character.
biblical, okay,
Biblical
which is
character, yes.
about the broken column, which refers to the part missing below the sternum. That is the bridge, I guess.
Yeah,
The
that's
bridge.
the bridge. No, sternum is near the chest, right?
Sternum
oh,
is
yeah,
the chest
correct.
here. Correct here.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know which refers to the part missing
No,
below the
we'll open
sternum.
the picture 1 minute.
Yeah.
Which is the sternum will be here. But this picture is not clear. Okay, no problem.
Is there any explanation for there is some explanation here as stated in the text?
Which is the sternum here?
The whole, this
Below,
is whole sternum, bone, but for front part. The whole
This
thing is
portion.
sternum.
Okay.
No, chest part, the whole chest part, the white.
No, not the
white,
whole.
not the
It
white.
is only at this
Not the white.
tip, I think.
Only the chest.
Only this purple colored one is the sternum, I think.
No.
Yeah, Kanchan.
No. The whole part. That part is.
Green, purple, and lavender. Whole part is
Okay.
called as the
Whole part is sternum.
Okay.
The whole
So the one that is
sternum.
holding the entire rib cage together.
Yes. And the other ribs, which is 12, 13, 14 is the floating ribs. So it
Okay.
is not
ठीक है.
showing here, okay?
ठीक है. You have proved you are a student of biology. Very good. I'm still. Yeah.
In the okay, is this the one in the measure that human times?
Yeah, 6C.
No.
And about the temple not made with hands, eternal in the heavens, which is rebuilt, regenerated physical body.
Human beings, okay. Can I read
I
the
think,
last
shall
two
we
lines?
stop?
Yeah. Can we
You
go
can
back
read
and
this
read
para again. Yeah. You can read it from here.
Yeah, the rebuilding is done by the lunar germ, which has been preserved during 13 lunations. It is accomplished when the body is two-columned and sexless. Not until then can the light from the nature be reclaimed, and even then, some light in thoughts will still be outstanding. Human beings living in one-columned bodies cannot reclaim all the outstanding light because such bodies have not. Then they don't have the necessary organization. The only indication in any school of tradition of a rebuilding of the physical body into an immortal body is found in the Masonic teachings about
Masonic.
Hiram, which is the lunar germ, about the broken column, which refers to the part missing below the sternum, and about the temple not made with hands, eternal in the heavens, which is the rebuilt, regenerated physical body. Okay. So that
We'll
means that
stop
the
here.
connection, see that what he's saying is the connection of Kundalini is broken,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
No, connection couldn't is broken. No, that's not what it talks about.
That part of the sternum is missing means, which refers to the part missing below the sternum. So what,
Then
I
how do
don't
you
know
raise,
what.
if it is broken, how do you raise the Kundalini? That's not what
That's
he's
why
talking.
rebuilding of the physical body into an immortal body is found, which is lunar germ. It's confusing.
Let me just.
See, we until we read this Masonic teachings,
Yeah,
we won't
I don't
understand.
know. I
That,
don't
You
have
won't
any.
get the full clarity.
yes, explains,
Yeah.
where he explains that part of the missing between the sternum. And that's where the Kundalini reaches. There's no breakup as such. There's a physical break, yes.
Because
The
he's
body.
talking about immortal body. That means there should be, it should freely flow, the Kundalini energy. That's right.
Mm.
I don't know what, this Masonic teachings. So after this, it is we are almost at the end. Chandra Garu?
No, we are not at the end. We are at the 20. We have to start the Christianity part and all that.
No. Why do we have to go through? Well, can we go to Zodiac right directly? Why do we have to go through this Christianity or religions?
No.
Why not?
He has got
Maybe
some more explanation. However, let's not skip anything. He
Okay.
may be giving us some highlight there.
Okay.
No, this is still there. You have got some 4-5 sections left.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's right. Now he explains how the body feels with the light.
Yeah.
Correct. I remember. Yeah. And every portion, how it feels and the ascension happens, like in the
Yeah.
light body.
So if you want to read here, you can.
But is there any explanation? Yeah. Morphology of the sympathetic nervous system.
No, that is different. This one, he's saying go to page 767, right?
Yeah.
Let us see what it is. This is from the book. We don't want this.
The sternum is the vestigial remains of the front.
No, that is the front side. अरे मेरे को किताब नहीं चाहिए भाई, पिक्चर चाहिए.
What are we actually trying to figure out now?
No. He asked us to refer to this book, no, some diagrams.
Diagram.
किधर है?
Oh,
me book, volume 4, edition 4, page
Open
467.
library. Let's visit.
He also mentioned the page 467 or something.
No, 6 something, no, 676. 767.
Okay.
One sec. Maybe it is available somewhere where it can be downloaded. ये तो लोअर लिम्स का दिखा रहा है, हमको कौन सा चाहिए? We can stop the recording here.